Hello and welcome back to another Gabby AF. I wanted to start out the new year with one of my friends, a returning guest on Gabby AF, someone I know you love and I love. He's currently smoking during our episode. A.J.FRANCIS, welcome back to Gabby AF, my friend.
It's a new year and we outside. How you doing, Shorty?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's a new year, 2025. Big year. Already been a really big year for me. Will continue to be, the viral god,
Yeah,
the good kind of viral, not the bad kind of viral.
please.
And it's been a good. So far. It's funny, like, sometimes you need the machine and sometimes you are the machine. So,
Mm.
I like to be the machine. I'm basically Optimus Prime. So
Oh my God. I kind of like that. I never watched that though. So is Optimus Prime the good one or the bad one?
Optimus Prime is the good one. So I guess I would be more like Megatron.
Yeah, so then I'll be Optimus Prime. You could be Megatron.
I don't know. I don't know if you're the good one.
I'm definitely the good one. What are you talking about? I'm wearing white. I'm
Uh,
like an angel. I'm pure.
Agree to disagree.
Listen, on my podcast, I'm all positivity.
Okay. Only on
I
your
don't,
podcast. I got you.
yeah, Gabby AF, me as a person, fucking terrible. But me on the podcast, positive and just loving.
That's funny.
That's who I strain to be. Listen, there's a lot of negativity online. You see it. You probably get a lot of
Uh-huh.
for
Oh,
all
I
the
get it
time.
more than anything.
You do. And what something like I've actually dealt with too from like a colleague I had just seen as well. Like I think people like to harp on the negativity to go viral or to like be
Oh
relevant.
yeah.
And that shit makes me so mad, AJ. Like
Oh
literally I
yeah.
sit at home and I read it and I see it on Twitter and I'm like, do I
You just
respond?
haven't.
And I don't respond because I'm better than that, but also like, don't you kind of want to? You always do because you don't give a shit. But like I have to hold back.
To me it's like there's a whole horde of people
Mhm.
who, especially in the wrestling community, losers who could have never in a million years had half the career I had, whether it be in the NFL or in WWE,
Right.
flapping gums about what I do or where I'm going or where I'm at or how I've been and it's like you're a loser, dog.
Yeah.
Like like I need to make this point abundantly clear. The online talk, man, I will slap you in your fucking face. Like, do not you keep it online. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Keep it online. Because in person, they be tucking their tails between their legs like a scared dog.
Yeah.
In person, you see that they heart pump Kool-Aid, they bitches for real. So it's like, that's why it's always funny to me to hear people like talk all that tough talk online or like pretend that I'm not one of the biggest names in wrestling, as if literally everything I do doesn't go viral everywhere. Match versus BDE, viral. Uh, Showing up at Reality of Wrestling 2 days later,
Yeah.
viral. Uh, Hosting the Cheez Citrus Bowl, 10 million viewers on ESPN, viral. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just this year. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
it's literally the
Last year,
15th.
last year I got 100 million impressions on Twitter alone. It's just last year.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk for real. Let's talk numbers. Let's really talk it for real. Like, for real. Who really doing it like that without a machine behind them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I talk heavy, because my life is heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you've always been like this since the first time I met you, by the way. You've always kind of been a straight shooter and you don't ever make excuses for yourself and you never have that thing to be like, well, I can't do it because of this or that. And I think
Nah.
it's a lot of people, I wish I could be more like you. I think a lot of people, it's kind of like an inspiring thing as much as it is maybe people think you're doing it for certain reasons and you're not. You really are
Yeah.
just this way in real life.
Yeah.
You're literally smoking on with me and I'm like, this is my friend. This is who it is. You just came back from the gym and you're just chilling and we're just having a
Yeah, man.
conversation. You're like Travis Scott
Yeah.
at the debut of Raw.
I've hung out with Travis Scott. Like at he had like a little surprise concert at a Dare nightclub in Miami. and DJ Who Kid like was DJing the set, and this
Mhm.
was when I was everywhere with Who Kid. Me and Who Kid are still cool. It's just our schedules aren't what they was a year ago,
Yeah.
and for good reason for both of us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
So, um, but yeah, I was in there and got to kick it with Travis and his peoples and talk to them, and it's cool, man. It's like it's funny because like everything that's happened in my career has built to a point where like for a long time you could deny who I was and my career before wrestling. Like a lot of people think that Most Wanted Treasures is my first TV gig
Mhm.
when I had already been on TV for like 10 years at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So, or one of my favorite ones is people like to talk shit about my NFL career. And I played 6 years in the NFL. And they'll be like, oh, he only had 20 tackles. I'm like, my boy, did you have 20 tackles on varsity?
Right.
Like, who are you to talk to me about any of this?
It's
You know what I'm
insane.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's funny because I'm just living my life. Like, people be mad that I'm breathing air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going out here, going out my way to disrespect nobody or talk about bad about nobody, but somehow it always finds its way to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it.
Like when the video went viral of me showing up at reality wrestling. It's people that really genuinely believe that I paid that man to react that way.
I was gonna talk to you about that because that's actually insane.
And I'm like, my boy, he was just excited to see me. Like you run his bank accounts. I ain't
Yeah.
never paid that man nothing.
Yeah.
But it's so like immediately people know that just saying something like that will make other people within the echo chamber repeat the foolishness. And then now, before you know it, 2 million people seen it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
just because really they just want to hate on me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can hate on me. You can hate me. If the day you hate me and the day you don't hate me, both days I get paid.
Right.
So I don't really care.
I always say like hate comes from a passionate place, and I'd rather be hated than not thought about at all. And I know that sounds bad, but hate and love are two of the most strong emotions you could have for somebody. So it's like if you're being hated, you're still talking about me and you're still thinking about me, and I'm still running rent free in your mind. So
It's
it's like
crazy.
it's crazy. I'm like, you like I like what if you just didn't think about me at all or know who I was? That's even worse. You know what I mean? So like I completely understand that reality of wrestling, those reactions. People were so mad. And they were mad at
Mad,
him too. Like, oh,
mad.
they're getting so mad that he was getting all these views for reacting. Like he was just genuinely excited to see you and just posted his reaction. That's not his fault that it took off the way that it did. And he got
But
so
the
much
thing
heat
is,
for it.
it took off because it was me.
Right.
If he did that same reaction to Zilla Fatu, who was also in
Mhm.
the match, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nobody would have came out and went crazy at him.
Yeah.
Or if that reaction was for Edge Stone, who was also in the match, nobody would have went crazy like that. Or Gaspar, who's the reality wrestling champion. If he reacted like that for Booker, I'm sure people would have been like, yeah, oh yeah, good job, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But because it was me, it's a problem. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the type of rent that I have in these people's heads. Like, they hate me so much that even my success, like, makes them believe that it's make believe.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
It's so
just
fun.
hilarious
It's
to
so
me.
true. It's so true. It's so crazy. It's like people also, I think it's hard when it comes to pro wrestling to see that you can be successful in other areas of what you're doing. Like you
Yeah.
mentioned, you have 10 million views already by doing these other things. Like you work in other ways that people don't see because they're not sitting down watching you in WWE, and that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like someone like Matt Cardona just got heat for something like this too. Like there were all those negative comments where he said like I was very influential. There'd be a big pop
He
for me at the
was.
Rumble,
Let me
and
let me
people are
say
like,
that first of all, I
right,
was there. Okay, I was
yeah,
there for the Writer Revolution. Okay, I sat next to you. There's a picture of this. I sat next to Matt's dad the night he won the U.S. title from Dolph Ziggler in Baltimore. I was
mm-hmm,
there.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so I was in the first row, right there, sitting with him. Saw it live in color, and that whole run, he did change how people used YouTube to get themselves over and
100%,
social media. 100%. And anyone who don't know that is just talking from a place of ignorance, right?
100%.
Right. And so like you can say that like, oh, well, after that he got pushed off the stage or whatever, and then it ended his push. But just because that happened, I mean, he still went on to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, which is how many people can say they've done that,
Right.
right? So, like, to me, it's always people going out their way to discredit somebody. Listen, do I think Matt Cardona is better than me? No, not in any aspect. He's not a better talker. Um, we can tell the same story. We've worked with the same people. Look at his matches versus Nick Nemeth. Look at my match versus Nick Nemeth. Like we're the same. All right, we're on the same level. So, do I think he's better than me? No. But do I think he's a revolutionary? Yes. Do I think that he is one of the biggest names in or out of WWE? Yes. I think that somebody said nobody's talking about Matt Cardona. I was like, all people do is talk about Matt Cardona. Pe-
Right.
People talk about Matt Cardona and me. In this independent wrestling scene, let's talk about it. It's Matt Cardona and me. That's why I've said for a year that I'm Black Cardona. But y'all just catching up. Y'all just catching up.
And all the negativity was he said on Ariel Helwani, like, if I showed
Uh-huh.
up at the Rumble, it would be a massive pop. And so people are like,
It
absolutely
would
not.
be a
Like,
huge
well,
pop.
it would be insanely. It was like
It would be huge.
people like, I'm like, what are you? But also, my thing is this, like, what does that do for you to be like, he's not ever done anything for me? Like, what the fuck have you ever done? And what would like for you to not believe that there would be a massive pop for someone like him to show up at the Rumble? Like,
That's
are you
crazy.
watching the same thing as me? Are you on social media?
That's
Or
crazy.
do you know what's going on in the world of pro wrestling? Or are you in your
No, they
little
don't.
bubble and you have two things that you like and two things that you watch, and your brain is just not comprehensive to things because it's actually insane. I think there'd be a big pop if you showed up at the Rumble, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, there would, but that's not me. Mine is different. See,
Hmm.
Matt is someone who has been doing it for so long that even if he wasn't popping on the indies right now, if and let's say he wasn't the biggest name in the indies right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say he completely stopped wrestling after he left WWE, right? If his music played, he would still get a big ass pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the hit row theme would get a big pop, but I think if I came back in the Rumble, people would be shocked and it would
Hmm.
reverberate everywhere online. But pop, I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because people don't like me.
I
People
guess.
don't like me. Like they don't. But Matt Cardona himself told me during this is a fact during rehearsals at Slammiversary. No, it was Bound for Glory in Detroit.
Hmm.
Me and him talking about working together in the future, and he said, "Man, I can't work with you. You're the only person that get more heat than me." He said, "I need to be the heel." He said, "You go
That's so
get."
funny.
He said, "You go get more heat than me. You go take all my heat." That's what Matt Cardona said.
Yeah.
So we know it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He know that. So when people talk about Matt, him coming back would be huge no matter what, even if he wasn't the biggest name in independent wrestling right now. So people really just out here hating on that man, and that shit makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Like that shit is that shit is so weird to me. To how many people devote their lives to being just hateful, spiteful,
Right.
like oh, like that hurts my stomach. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for these people, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
It's unfortunately in every aspect. It's not if it's not against a person, it's against a company, it's against,
Yeah, that's just sick.
it's just crazy. That's why, like, I think what you're doing and how you collect yourself and what you do, it's kind of like a I don't give a fuck attitude, but like I
I
love that
don't give a
because I'm
fuck.
kind of like that too. So
I
like
don't
I
give a fuck. See,
appreciate that from you.
the thing is, when I was Mr. Nice Guy, when I went out of my way to make sure that I would um give people proper respect or not respond to people when they
Right.
would say wildish, disrespectful things about me. When I was that person, that shit didn't get me nowhere in this business.
Yeah.
That didn't get me nowhere. That didn't win me no favors. That didn't give me no accomplishments. That didn't make me more money. That didn't do nothing. But now that I'm talking heavy, now that I'm telling people what I really think, now that I'm not gonna let you talk to me on the internet like you would never talk to me in my fucking face,
Mhm.
now it's working.
Yeah.
Now I'm in TNA and I'm one of the biggest names in wrestling. Period. In the discussion. Period. Like not just in TNA. Everything I do, people talk about.
You're
Everything.
everywhere,
I'm
everywhere. I see
everywhere all
shit
the
about you all the
time.
time. That's why when I was texting you, I was like, we have so much to talk about because you comment on everything, you talk about everything, you're up to date on everything, which a lot of wrestlers also aren't. They kind of stick to their own
Just look
thing.
at that match with BDE. BDE, first match ever, Wrestling Revolver. It's everywhere. The kid went out, he put his motherfucking money where his mouth is.
Mm,
He took every bump, he took crazy bumps, he left it all out there. He showed that he not one to play with. So now he set a standard. That's his first match, right? So now he knows he got to keep that standard every time, right?
yeah, yeah.
But it's like, ask him about that match.
Hmm.
Ask him how we pulled that off. He knows I'm nice too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still gonna be people that'll say that I'm a bum, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. So I don't give a fuck what the people think.
I'm so jealous you're smoking without me. I'm actually annoyed because I didn't know it was that kind of party, and now I don't have that. I don't even have a drink with me, but it's fine. We could still.
Yeah.
Some honestly, it's better if I'm not drinking AJ because I might spill some shit that wouldn't be great because
Mm.
if I told my truth about a lot of stuff, and I was just talking to my producer about this today, I think things would be very different in my life, but I kind of can't do it. So I have to sit back and be a different kind of person. And it's one thing I hate, but it'll get to a certain point where, it can kind of be shared and talked about or whatever. And like, it's something I look up to in people like you, like Cardona, people that kind of just speak their truth in everything that they talk about.
Hmm. Oh, and
Some,
also, by the way,
yeah.
yesterday I did talk to Ariel. Ariel wants me to come through when we get in New York too, so I'm gonna talk to him soon too.
Ooh,
I'm that. You see what I'm saying? I'm one of them ones. I'm not just
yeah.
these average everyday Joes.
Well,
You know
you
what
were
I'm
just on. I texted you right after you were on with Kay Adams because she's someone
saying?
who was
Another one.
I'm obsessed with her. I already told you this, but
Kay's
like
great.
her live tweeting at the Raw premiere on Netflix was one of the funniest. She was like the only person I was following on Twitter because I was like, she's so funny and she's such the question she like tweeted something like, what the hell is the Royal Rumble? Like, what do I need to know about it?
Yes.
And like, it's so genuine and authentic because I relate to it in a sense of when I got started in this industry, I knew nothing about pro wrestling. And I think that's what
Yeah.
people liked about me was I was so innocently like, okay, tell me more about this because she's not coming from a place of disrespect. She's coming from a
No.
place of, I'm so interested in this. And like, this atmosphere was crazy. And like, when she said like, oh, pro wrestling fans are the most welcoming and you made that face and people were like,
I was like, for now.
it was so, everybody was commenting on that. Like, oh man, like she's going to
Yeah, she
learn
don't
real
know.
quick.
She don't know. But that's the
But
thing is that like
yeah,
it's from a place of innocence. I've known Kay since I was in the NFL. First time I did was she used to work on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network.
mhm,
I was on there. My first time on there, I was on the Commanders, I believe. I can't remember what team I was on. The second time I was on there, I know I was on the Giants. But I've done her show so many times, and including her now show Up and Adams
yeah.
on FanDuel TV. I've done that like I want to say like 4 times. So like I am cool with Kay. Like me, we are good friends. And her producer, Matt Hamilton, me and him are very good friends. So, you know, I end up doing a bunch of stuff with them all the time. So I obviously see her live tweeting Monday, saying she's gonna be at Monday Night Raw or whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes and she's having fun and she sees Topanga and she's marking out about Topanga.
Yeah.
And all I did was I just texted them and I was like, yo, if you want me to come on tomorrow to talk Raw in LA on Netflix, let me know. And then yeah, they sent it out, got it all set up, and then it's funny because she like I said, she's coming from a place of innocence, so she don't
Yeah.
know. She don't know.
Right.
So that's why when she said, "Oh, they're so welcoming," I'm like, you can't be talking about these motherfuckers. I'm see it every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but
So funny.
I just let it rock. I didn't want to like kill her vibe right then and there. I wanted
Right.
her to figure all that out by herself. So
I'm sure she will. But also, like, I just think coming in because like I said, she was respectful about it and it was
Yeah,
so genuine and like funny that there was nothing for her to get the brash end of bad stuff yet.
yeah,
But like, I'm curious to see how it's going. She's someone like, I texted you and I go, I want to be friends with her. Like, I like her so much. She's like a girl that I want to hang out with. And like,
yeah. She's cool.
she's cool as shit. I got to get her on the show. I've
She's
already told
funny.
you that's my next
She's
guest that
actually,
I'm like going
and the
for.
funny thing, the thing I like most about Kay is she's not just cool, she's not just funny, but she's actually knowledgeable about the
Hmm.
game. Like
Yeah.
she don't just be. There's so many people that are like talking heads of like sports talk shows, and where like the points they make are just based off of what'll get a reaction online, or
Yeah.
kind of like the losers in wrestling, right? And
Yeah.
then
In the
and
basement.
so yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's based off of not like actual analysis of the game, breakdown of what's actually happening on the field in the
Right.
film, right?
Right.
So, but she's very knowledgeable. So it's cool that um, you know, I get to work with them so much, and I'm gonna keep working with them. I'm probably gonna try to convince them to come out to WrestleMania
Ooh.
because I'm already gonna see them at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So like Super Bowl time, I'm gonna try to see if they want to do something for Mania because we could definitely do something.
Yeah. I mean, the correlation between I've been saying this football and pro wrestling is massive. That's why like I love
Yes.
talking to
That's why
you.
that's why all your favorite, for the most part, professional wrestlers play football.
You know
Stone
who
Cold played football. The Rock
yeah.
played football. I play football.
Are these are
Goldberg
my
played football.
these are who you
Uh,
think are my favorite wrestlers?
no, I was just saying in general. But yes, I do actually. Roman Reigns played football. You know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on and on. Like Kane played football.
Yeah.
Taker played football. Like so many different great wrestlers played football. They
Yeah.
didn't all play at the professional level, but
Right.
they played football, right? So
Yeah.
it's because you got to be a tough motherfucker to do this, just
Hmm.
like you got to be tough to play football. You got
Yeah.
to be athletic to do this, just like you got to be to play football. And football's all showmanship for real. Like, yeah, you got the guy that makes the tackle, stands up, and doesn't do anything. But for every
Yeah.
one guy like that, you got 10 other guys on the field that if they make a play, they're gonna go crazy
Right.
and they're gonna do some cool shit or they'll dance. That's showmanship. Like there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah, I think the one biggest challenge is some people don't have the mic work to be able to do it
Oh yeah,
possibly.
for sure. For
But
sure.
this is why when I had
But
BG on, I was like, you gotta, because everyone says he's like the biggest talker. He's the biggest trasher talk of everybody. And I'm like, yo, he'd be a great heel in pro wrestling. I'm trying to get him to think about it now that he said he's retiring after the season. So who knows?
wrestling is like the thing is you gotta be able wrestling is not even just the ability to talk. Like a lot of people can talk, but they don't know how to play a character.
Or
It's more
connect.
it's more your ability to act,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you might be able to be a really good talker, but if the role you're in doesn't highlight that, then it doesn't matter if you don't need it to.
Hmm.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of professional wrestling like greats had managers where
Yeah.
their job was just come in and kick ass, do some
Yeah.
cool shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like to like the crossover there is that like a lot of football players aren't comfortable in the performance art space
Mm.
because a lot of them never did it in high school. They just played sports, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I played sports too,
Yeah.
but it's a whole different thing.
I also think like you speak about people that maybe haven't had the chance to talk or we haven't heard a lot from, and that literally automatically made me think about Monday night and like Penta because his promo that he cut after his debut in Raw and like after his great match like was I've never heard him cut a promo before really like I'm not someone who's very familiar so like I thought that was cool to see and I think it was a really cool moment for him and the crowd
Yeah.
that night was awesome. I know you had like mentioned something about Penta so like I wanted to get your take on it.
Well, yeah, it was cool. Like seeing that was really dope. I actually met him for the first time, I want to say 2 years ago, at like a convention.
Mhm.
And he was really cool. Um, but like obviously I'm a fan. So to see him go out and have such a great match and then be able to see that's the thing is like that promo, yeah, the match, he won a lot of people over with the
Yeah, yeah,
match.
yeah.
But the promo afterwards, like you might have never seen Penta before in your life, but you see that and you're like, oh, I want him to be successful. And
Right.
that's how you book a babyface. You like that is what in its truest essence a babyface is. So like the match and then the promo afterwards, you're like, okay, I want the best for this guy. And then
Hmm.
now, especially on Netflix, where they're getting a lot of new viewers every single
Right.
week,
Right.
like that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when someone's a new viewer, myself when I was a little kid, even when I first started watching wrestling, like whoever your favorite is at that time when you first start watching, I know a lot of people who had the most random favorite wrestler of all time because it was who they liked when they first started watching. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And so, like, for a lot of first time viewers to see that match and then see that promo, it just establishes him as a big player, as a babyface. And that's good for him. Like, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, the shot of his daughter crying and his family crying in the front
Yeah.
row, like you can't, for
Oh,
Netflix especially, it's like, oh my God, it just
oh,
pulls at your heartstrings. It's
oh
insane.
my God. The
It's,
daughter crying. I
I
was,
know, I know, I get
oh.
it. It's like you get all the emotions now with pro wrestling, which is something I love because I become emotionally invested so quick. And
Hmm.
there's few things I look forward to, and I look forward to that. And someone else who you're also friendly with that I just think is the highlight of Raw is Pat McAfee. And
Love Pat.
I'm it's actually crazy how much I love him and how much he makes me enjoy watching the show. Speaking about, by the way, NFL players going into wrestling. Pat McAfee's another one. And with Royal Rumble going to be in Indy, you'll also be there as well, which we'll mention you'll be at WrestleCon. Only on Friday if people want to come meet you. Which
Hmm.
why wouldn't they want to come meet you, AJ? You're so
Obviously.
sweet.
I try to be. I try to be. In real life, I am.
You
Until
are.
I'm really a sleeping bear. If you leave me alone, I'm very nice. I'm a nice guy.
Well, no
But
one
if you
leaves you
but if
alone.
you
That's the
but if you act
problem.
like but if you act like I won't rip your fucking head off your shoulders, like I'll then you got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about 2025 for you. Obviously the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, you said 10 million views on ESPN, which is insane. That already happened. You
Hmm.
you popping up that reaction video, what was it? Over 2 million views of you popping up
Hmm.
on Zilla.
Just
So
in that one, not even all the extra ones that other people
all
made.
the extra. So what's going on for you this year? Like who do you want to face? What
Ooh,
goals do you have for yourself? Like I love asking these kinds of questions.
that's a good one. This
I
year,
know.
this year I definitely want to win the tag team titles with Casey Navarro
TNA.
in TNA for sure. First class, I think it's time for us to be world tag team champions. I want to, keep doing stuff that nobody else in wrestling is doing, like the BD match, like the Super Bowl stuff I'm gonna be doing. Um, you know, like keep differentiating myself from the crowd. You
Hmm.
know, I've done it for the last year straight, and it's not slowing down. It's only speeding up.
Yeah.
Like, like I had, like I said, three major big things in wrestling happen last week. You know what I'm saying? It's a new
In one
year
week. Right.
in 1 week. So it's like, come on, man. Like, I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna show you really what's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this next year in TNA. I got a year um that I'm gonna really keep showing who the best big man in the business is, who got the best choke slam in the business. Like, that's me through and through. So that's gonna be fun. I want to choke slam the shit out of everybody. That's what I want to do in 2025. Everybody getting a choke slam. I'm choke slamming everybody. If you want to get choke slammed at a show and you a fan, you can get choke slam. I'm choke slamming every damn body because I'm tired of people playing like I'm not him. Um, I got a project I'm working on with Montez Ford right now. We got another project that we doing a music album. So we working on that. So that's definitely gonna be out in 2025. Um, you know, I got a couple bigger plans that I can't really talk about, but trust me, they are they
Damn.
are they are massive. They are massive. So yeah, man, 2025 gonna be a good year.
There's not one specific person you're like, I want this guy this year. I think it would be from anywhere.
Yeah, I keep it real with you then. If Joe Hendry wins the world title at Genesis, I want Joe Hendry. I made Joe Hendry. A year ago, Joe Hendry was not on the pre-show. Now he's in the world title for the main event. What
Mm.
changed?
Mm.
What changed? What changed? What changed? Ask him. What changed?
I
He'll
can
tell
ask
you.
him.
Ask him. He'll tell you
It's
what
you.
changed. Yeah, come on, man. Bruh. A year ago, both of us were trying to show that we deserve time in TNA. Now we are TNA.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like 2024, biggest storyline, Joe Hendry, A.J.FRANCIS, debate your barber, not me. Like Joe Hendry's the biggest star in wrestling right now, currently, and it's because of our feud. Yeah, he did some things after our feud that, helped push the snowball downhill. But let's be real, what put him on the map is his feud with First Class and A.J.FRANCIS, right? And he know that. So this year, maybe we do it again. Maybe this time when we do it for the 3-0. Come here. You can't be walking in the background all the time. Come on. This is 3-0 Black. The
Hi.
other the other man on my famous song, We Outside, man. One of the best rappers in the world. Shout out
Oh
3-0,
my God,
man.
his jacket's blinding me, but it looks
He got
great.
that shit on for sure. He got that shit on. He
Is that
said,
is that aluminum foil it's made out of? I'm just wondering.
nah, no, it looked like the Puffy and Mace jump.
We can't talk about Puffy, so
Yeah,
let's not do that.
yeah.
He had a rough year. Just kidding.
Like for sure. And we'll continue to.
Yes, sir. I know I could get off track because now I'm gonna start talking about that. I think you guys should have like a song off, you and Joe Hendry.
I would be down.
You know,
I, all I need is a beat.
freestyle
Yeah.
off. I think you guys
Oh,
could
I
do it.
know
Different.
you don't want to do that.
I don't know.
Joe Hendry is a great songwriter,
Yeah,
but freestyler not so much.
I don't know. I think
I don't know. He don't want them problems in his life. I'm telling you
people.
that.
I don't know. I do believe in him sometimes. I'm also friends with Joe, so
Yeah. Tell
just
him.
saying.
Ask him what happened last time he tried to rap.
Uh
And heels have eyes.
oh. I'm not gonna ask him if it was bad. You're so
No, it wasn't
bad.
bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was just funny.
You think he's gonna win at Genesis? What do you think's gonna? You think?
I think he is gonna win.
Mm,
But why wouldn't he win? He the hottest name in wrestling. He need to
mm,
win. Like he should win.
yeah.
He should win. Like that's the truth. He should win. He done put the work in. He done worked his ass off. He done got himself in the position to be in the title contention. He done already had 2 title shots. This is his third shot. If he don't win this one, he probably never will. So
Well,
he better win this one.
well, if he
Because I done
wins,
already fought Nick Nimitz for the world title, and that was great.
true.
We had a knockdown drag out banger.
Yeah.
Nick will tell you himself. We went crazy in there for the world title. That's cool. But come on, man. It's me and Joe Hendry, man. That's what I need in my life. That's what TNA needs. Is Joe Hendry versus TNA A.J.FRANCIS. That's what we need.
Ooh.
We going live on TV this year.
Yeah.
We just got the sports in the deal. Keep working on a deal in the United States. Like, man, that's what we need.
It's a big
This
year for
year,
TNA. Yeah.
this year, we need Joe Hendry versus TNA A.J.FRANCIS for the TNA World Title. I ain't saying it got to be the day after Genesis, but that's just good business.
Yeah.
That's just good business.
Listen, there's going to be that big show in New York City. You guys
Uh,
are hitting some big
that's
spots.
one.
Imagine in New
That's one.
York. I would
Got a
come to
show in
in New
LA.
York.
Got a show in LA too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Got shows all over. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not too late for us to go to the United Kingdom with it. Maybe go over to Scotland with it.
Beat
You know
his
what I'm
ass in
saying?
his hometown or some
Come
shit. Yeah.
on, man. That's how you really do it. Take them back to where he from? Edinburgh. Where the hell he from?
I
Yeah.
forget actually.
Yeah, and take him all the way back there and beat his ass right
Oh,
there in front of all his
damn.
people. Yeah,
Damn. All right. Well, fighting words, but we'll have to see what happens at Genesis first. He's got to win it
yeah.
first for you to get it from him. You know what I mean?
He better win.
But before we go, I need to get your predictions on the Super Bowl because
Oh,
and this is coming and this episode's going to come out before this weekend, so we don't know what's
before this
happening.
weekend. Okay. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh. Whenever you start with here's the thing.
So I'm biased because I'm from DC and I played for the Commanders, right?
Mm,
So, I wanted to be the Commanders for real.
yeah.
I truly would love for it to be the Commanders,
Yeah.
right? But I think if I had to guess right now, it's going to be Philly and Baltimore.
Okay.
I think the Super Bowl is going to be Philly and Baltimore, and I called that Week 10 on a podcast. Week 10. And I'm not really seeing that. That's going to make me think they not. They both got big games this weekend. I think Philly's going to handle LA fine. And I think Baltimore got a tough ass game on the road this
Yeah.
weekend in Buffalo. But if Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry go out and play like they played last week, like they played when they played against Buffalo earlier in the season, if they play like that, Buffalo not going to beat them. And if Buffalo don't beat them in Buffalo, I don't think nobody going to beat them. So I'm going with Ravens over Eagles in the Super Bowl. And we'll see how that shapes out. Still 8 teams left, but that's my pick.
I'm going Bills Lions, but that's just me. I
Bills
love the
Lions not a bad
Bills.
pick.
It's not a bad pick
Hey,
as long as it's
remember I
not.
told you this. The Lions might not get out of this week.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, the Commanders, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
listen, I love it. I don't. None of my teams are even. My team's not even left. They just got Eagles. Just beat my team. So you know I'm a Packers
Right
fan.
now, start your team from zero. Who would you rather have at quarterback, Jared Goff or Jaden Daniels?
Goff. I like
You're a
Goff.
liar.
I'm
You're a liar.
not. I'm
You're a liar.
not.
You're a liar.
I want Josh
You
Allen over
know,
anybody, so I don't even care.
you know right now
I would pick
that
Josh
you would
Allen
take
over
Jaden
anyone. I
Daniels.
don't even
Come on.
care.
All right, we'll see.
I don't care. I think Josh Allen right now.
Hey, did you see
better than
Jared
him.
Goff's first couple years in the league? Let me tell you something. They weren't like Jaden Daniels.
Okay, well, that's not what
He's turned into an elite quarterback. There's no denying Jared Goff now. But let's look at his first couple years in the league. It ain't nothing like Jaden Daniels. So we'll see.
Listen, I am the type, I respect everybody because it's something I could never do. I could never be in the NFL and I could never be a quarterback in the NFL. So for me,
Yeah,
it's
it's
one of
tough.
those things. Like, I truly think NFL quarterback is the hardest job in all of sports. I really do.
I agree.
think it's the most challenging. People will say MLB pitcher, people will say these things.
No.
I'm like, you have to be a quarterback and you have 400, 300-pound men wanting to knock you the
no.
fuck out
That's
while
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
to accurately throw a ball. I think it's insane.
Not even just accurately. Like, it's not even, that's the thing is like,
Think on your feet.
People don't even realize the hardest part of playing quarterback isn't even making the throws.
Yeah.
It's reading the defenses.
Yeah.
It's protecting yourself.
Right.
It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of these, like, I was at 300 in NFL, I was 330 pounds, right? Right now I'm like 320. But I was like 330. But I was a completely different build because a football build and a wrestling build are not the same. But I was trying to kill quarterbacks when I hit them.
Yeah.
I was trying to put them into the dirt when I would throw my shoulder on them. And I'm big as hell. So, like, to have to deal with that, and then 3 other guys just like me, and then also fireworks, and then these fast motherfuckers on the outside are defense who is trying to take away everything you're trying to make here, and a defensive coordinator who's also trying to make you get put in the dirt. Oh, and you got to make the throws. Like, man, it's tough. That is tough. Because even pitcher, you ain't finna, like, every once in a while the ball gets hit back and it hits the pitcher, but realistically speaking, statistically, you gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
Also,
ball, you're gonna get killed.
I think that no matter what, at the end of the day, fans blame you. You know what I mean? You get the most heat too, no matter what's going on. It's like one of those things. I can't believe you said fucking Eagles, by the way, because you know how I feel about that. But
I'm just saying, I'm just going off what I see.
Did you see the Eagles fan? Did you see the Eagles fan?
Yeah, man. What a
dude.
Idiot. What an
idiot. I can't. And listen, not every
idiot.
Eagles fan is that way, but I went to Penn State and those Eagles fans, if we were watching the game, the rowdy, drunk, like,
I mean, Eagles fans are like, is that guy a depiction of
No, he's not.
all Eagles fans? No. But is he closer to more Eagles fans than, let's say, a random team like the Titans? Absolutely. So yeah, no.
But shit like that's funny. And then I even thought that it was hilarious. They tried to do the Triple H finisher in the end zone and they showed that on Raw. Like, I love it. I fucking love the correlation. I think that is what's
I love the correlation. It was just an awful pedigree. The pedigree, you got to be.
I like the idea.
I get it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, no, you got to pull that one off. You know what I'm saying?
I know. When Pat was talking about it on Raw, I was like dying laughing. But then I was also like, poor Pat and his Colts. You know what I mean? Like that's been depressing. And we got to go
insane.
to Indy for the Rumble. And I'm like, oh man, do they even like sports
Yeah.
anymore in Indy? I don't know what's going on over there. I hope
I
so.
think, man, I mean, they still got the Pacers at least.
Oh, and they got Caitlin Clark on the Fever. So how do you
True,
not love her? Oh, there's so
true.
much. I love sports. This is why I could talk to you about anything because I could talk about the other stuff too. And you'll be at the Super Bowl, which is going to be cool. So no matter
Yeah,
who it
I'll
is,
be
it'll
there.
be fun. Long as the Chiefs aren't in it, I'll be happy. If they are, I'm not going to watch.
Chiefs
I've
very well.
actually said that.
If the Chiefs are in the if the Chiefs are playing anyone but the Ravens, I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl. I don't believe in the Bills going to Kansas City and winning. I don't at all.
I just
At
can't.
all.
I don't listen.
Oh.
They're an amazing team. I don't think they've been the worthy of winning the Super Bowl this year. I just think I don't. I'm sorry. And I think it's all bullshit.
Who gives a shit if you're worthy when you're winning games?
I guess. I just think it's all
Who
bullshit.
gives a shit?
Makes
I
me
don't care.
angry.
I don't
Everything's
care.
pro wrestling. Everything's pro wrestling. Let's be real. What's best for
Like
sales?
like when you think
Is it best for the NFL if Taylor Swift is sitting in the box at the Super Bowl? Yeah, obviously it is. But guess
Let me
what?
tell you something.
Josh
Taylor
Allen's
Swift-
engaged to a pretty famous actress too.
Taylor Swift is not the reason that the Chiefs are winning.
She's not the reason the Chiefs are winning.
The reason the people love to say, "Oh, the NFL wants the Chiefs to win because Taylor Swift is there."
I mean, I
No,
think
the
they
Chiefs
do.
are winning because Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback.
Sure.
That's why they're winning.
I don't think they're winning because of her, but I do think the NFL is going to be happier with her being there.
Of course.
And I'm just listen. Maybe it's just me. I'm a hater, but
It's funny how Kansas City seen as this big like favorite. Like they weren't like not the laughing stock, but they were one of the teams in the league that nobody really gave a shit about for 50 years.
Yeah.
And then they started winning, and now it's like, oh, the NFL wants to. I'm like, nobody gave a shit about the Chiefs for 50 years, and now all of a sudden,
isn't that crazy?
Maybe it's the guy that's at quarterback now. Maybe that's the difference.
Well, I mean, obviously Kelsey's amazing, and like you have great players around you. Like, let's not fuck around and pretend like they don't have good guys on the team. But
if you ask them they'll tell you it's the quarterback.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mahomes. He's unreal.
Yeah,
he's not even a normal human being, and he's still so young, and he has so many years left. It's like not even fair to the rest of the world. But
unreal.
Listen, all it takes is one to come in and shake things up. I'm just saying, it's like wrestling. All these young guys coming up are coming for your spots.
Yeah, I mean, and look, here's the thing, but Pat Mahomes is going to have at least, if he wants to, another 10 years to play football. Right. So it's like, it's a lot of young cats that come up, have a good couple years, and then fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many guys really truly have staying power year after year? It's not a lot. Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be some young guys that come up, but they still have to cut the head off the dragon.
Yeah.
that lives in Kansas City.
It's true. I'm excited to see it. I love this time of year when it's like playoffs and we got the Super Bowl to look forward to. We got the Royal Rumble to look forward to. Like I mentioned, if you want to meet AJ on Friday at WrestleCon in Indy, he will be there. You should want to meet him. Tell him it's because you listen to this podcast that he came off so genuinely awesome because he is. And I love you. Thank you for coming on.
Love you too.
I know I've been bothering you all week, so.
No. You ain't been bothering me. You got my number for a reason. You ain't bothering me.
It's going to be our year, AJ. I want to be there when you win the title. I'm going to come. I'm just going to show up.
You better.
Well, if you're in New York with Ariel, I'll come. I'm right outside New York City. I'll come say hi.
I'm very well. No, when I come to New York, I'm definitely doing Ariel's show for Slammiversary. That'll definitely be, as long as he can do it, that's when I'm going to do it. So that'll be cool.
Well, I'm excited for you. You are the best. I can't wait to hear about all this new music. I can't wait to hear about the things that you haven't told me. These big things coming in. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome back anytime. I think my fans really like you, so.
We'll see about that.
Oh, man. So, everyone watching, listening, I hope you enjoyed. Until next week, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy football this weekend. Try not to all kill each other or curse out people in the stands. Or do. I don't really care. I think it's hilarious. LYMNB, love you most. No backs. It's about to get Gabby AF.
We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF. We about to get Gabby AF, Gabby AF.